We're at the New York Auto Show for episode 30 of Talking Cars with Consumer Reports. Let's go. Welcome to Talking Cars with Consumer Reports. I'm Tom Mutchler.
I'm Gabe Shenhar.
And I'm Jake Fisher.
Probably the biggest news of this show is sort of a battle of two somewhat redesigned family sedans. First up is a reskinned Toyota Camry. Jake, what did they do to the Camry?
Well, first of all, we're piping into real excitement. It's family sedans, and the Toyota Camry, the most exciting of them all.
The best selling of them all.
They made it look a little different. Yay! Excitement. What they did is, they skinned it. And you know what's interesting about Toyota is that they generally don't do a lot in terms of a mid-cycle freshening. I mean, this is kind of unprecedented for Toyota.
No, it's taillights and headlights and you're done.
It's taillights and headlights. Here they say they changed everything except for the roof, but the roof was okay. But even the roof they changed. They didn't change the pillars.
They got a good deal on the roof.
The roof was great. They had a whole bunch they had to use up. But the pillars, see the pillar treatment? It's like nuts. They actually have the pillar coming down and they actually pretend that there's parts of glass on the pillar. So there's like cladding on there. They got a front end. Okay, it looks nicer. Okay, it looks a little sportier, but the front end looks like there's all grill. And if you look up to it, it's the bumper back there. So they got like a fake grill, a fake window. Overall,
are you saying
better.
This isn't sporty?
I'm saying, yeah, not necessarily sport. It looks a little better. It looks a little bit different, but it's, look, why are people buying Camrys? Because they want to look sporty, or because it's a practical car? So they did a lot of work on that too. That doesn't necessarily help.
What do you think?
They gave it a little nicer look, family look. Looks closer to the Avalon, which is all good. And I think inside is a big story. I mean, better infotainment system, and hopefully the dynamics. I mean, they say they made a lot of suspension changes. Hopefully they didn't ruin the ride.
Yeah,
like
they're
do the
good at
Avalon.
doing that. Yeah.
Because I mean, what makes the Camry great is that it rides comfortably, it's quiet, and it suits what most people want in a midsize sedan.
What also makes me worry though is that the Camry 4-cylinder, it was getting around 27 miles per gallon in our test overall. That's not top of class. You've got an Accord, you've got the Nissan Altima, you've got the Mazda 6 that are blowing it away.
Don't forget the Mazda 6 because
everyone forgets the
else
Mazda 6. The sales are up 50%, so they went from 2 to 3. I do quick. So they're not going to get any more fuel economy out of this unless they're making some little tweaks. I guess they figure it's enough.
Well, it's probably enough. I mean, as a balance with the performance and without going with it to a CVT.
Yeah, and if you want, you can always buy the hybrid.
Exactly, I was going to say that.
The other family sedan, ironically, the Camry tries to look sportier, but the Hyundai Sonata, what happened to that?
It looks maybe less. The coupe theme of the car is a little less pronounced now. It's a little more upright. So you get a little more headroom and a little easier rear access, and I think that's what the car needed. And in addition, Hyundai says that they took care of the ride comfort and the quietness, and the car definitely needed that.
What do you think, Jake?
Well, what I think is it hasn't been announced yet. And what I mean by that is there's something we've seen changed, and it goes back to the Camry too. Okay, you know what it used to be? We come to the show and there's a big hoopla. It's like all of a sudden, hey, there's a redesigned, after 5 years, we've redesigned this car. And it's got all this stuff. Well, it doesn't happen anymore. They're redesigning the cars almost every year. It's like going back to the 60s. I don't know, I wasn't around the 60s, but I've been told that they change the cars incrementally through that. And this is what's gonna happen with the Sonata. So no, there's not a whole lot of excitement there, but there's gonna be more stuff announced. We're gonna have a small displacement turbo that's coming out. There's gonna be a hybrid that's gonna come out later.
CarPlay comes out later.
CarPlay come out later. So I think what's happening with all these vehicles is it's a steady stream of new things coming. So no, we don't have the big great excitement that all these things are hitting right now.
They're learning from Apple and other operating systems.
Well, I think that's exactly right.
They make you want to update every 2 years.
Yeah.
A company that probably sticks more to conventional release schedules is Subaru. And it's a big deal for our readers for a new Subaru Outback.
It is a big deal, and it's probably one of maybe 3 cars that are really the meat and potatoes to the market. In addition to the Sonata, I mean and the Murano, which will.
Yeah, we'll get to the Murano in a moment.
But the Outback is a huge deal for a lot of people. I mean, folks just love that car. And now it looks a little better. I mean, there is a more pronounced character line. The proportions are a little more
The character line
right.
helped. It took some of the slab side out.
It does. And finally has an infotainment system.
You're looking skeptical.
Character line or character line? I don't know. I mean, the car isn't a big departure from before. It's
Character
a very
schmaracter, you mean?
character schmaracter. I mean, look. I mean, they roll out the car and same powertrains, about the same size.
No. You
It's
put
got-
a
it's
CVT
got-
in the 6-cylinder
the
that no one
CVT
buys.
in the 600 red, no one will buy.
It's the definition of don't mess with success.
Well, it's a conservative.
You didn't sleep during the press conference. all right, Gabe.
Part of it.
But look, it's not a big departure, and we're seeing a lot of these, not big departure. I mean, this is what's going on now. The new cars come out. You got a new grille, and you got updated infotainment.
Yeah.
And that's
LED lights, don't forget.
Thank you very much. LEDs everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, no, actually, that's something I wanted to touch on. A lot of updates here. Chevy Cruze,
Jetta.
Volkswagen Jetta, Ford Focus. It's a grill job. It's a
it's
grill
a-
job, and it plays
It's got
every kind of
4G,
Pandora.
LTE.
Yeah, and that's the entire update. And then the car company can say it's all new. Because, hey, they think the average person,
whoa,
look, it's got a new grill, that's new.
Someone will fall for that.
Well, someone will.
Well, hold on, Alden. They're not necessarily saying it's all new. Let me.
Oh, no, I have the picture. They're saying it's
the
all
all-new Chevy Cruze?
No, the all-new Ford Focus.
Oh, the old new Ford Focus with the new grille and
Ford,
and updated
it's
stuff.
eco-new.
It's but the thing is that, okay, fine, it's not all new, but actually, I mean, we joke about this. The infotainment, all that stuff, that is important to people.
It is.
That
That's
is
why they
important,
buy
and it
cars.
does make the cars better.
A car
And
that
the LEDs.
a car that didn't change a whole lot, to me, is the Nissan Murano. I mean, it's going to move to the new Altima platform. It's edgier.
It's edgier.
More
it's
character
nice.
lines.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's an interesting treatment to the rear side window. there.
Interesting means you take a bunch of lines, you shake them up, you throw them, and you paint it orange. It's like an orange with sharp sides. Murano, Jake?
Gotta be waiting for the convertible. What's the convertible?
convertible.
That's the excitement. Sorry.
Yeah, the crack smoking excitement. Yes. What is not exciting is the Acura TLX. We saw the production version of that.
Yes.
You know what amazes me is we saw this already at the Detroit show, where almost every journalist dumped on it. Came back out here, almost every journalist dumps on it here. At the Detroit show, they're like, the interior's not done yet. It's all RLX parts. I mean,
It's very much
the
RLX
greatest hits of
and
Acura that aren't
MDX.
great hits.
Same screen, same steering wheel. And, I mean, that car may end up being a very nice and pleasant kind of a car. It just looks so boring. These guys really need help in their design studio. I mean, you look at that car and there's no gotta have it factor to it. I mean, you're going to walk by that car in a parking lot, you're not going to notice it.
Right. Jake?
Completely transparent.
I totally agree. I mean, for all the people who, they don't like the ES350 because now it's not quite as bland anymore, now they get an option.
Wow, that's a compliment. But I mean, you get a 9-speed automatic with a crazy push-button shifter, and you get 2 screens that are complicated. That's
Sorry, I'll sleep a little bit.
terrific stuff.
Yeah.
Something else that's no big surprise here. Small SUVs. The Chevy Trax.
Chevy Trax, which is a copy of the Buick Enclave. Encore, yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
It's a little confusing. But yeah, I mean, the car is
Sometimes you're on,
sold.
sometimes in.
Yeah. The car's already sold in other markets. And it's just a no-brainer to bring it here.
Sold in Canada, sold in China.
In Europe and other places, yes.
Yeah. More hard plastics inside, still going to be underpowered. Hopefully it will ride as well and be as quiet.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to keep the quietness and the comfortable ride for Buick, then it won't be.
I think GM's past that. I mean, that's the GM. That's the old GM.
Oh, that's true. That's
the new GM.
That's building crappy cars for certain
Yeah.
brands and for others.
But I mean, you look at even Chevy. They're making solid vehicles. They're making quiet vehicles that ride well. So, you know what? Even though this thing's not big in dimensions, if it's quiet, if it's comfortable, it's going to be a neat option.
Something I was surprised by is the Kia Sedona, a new minivan.
New minivan, how about that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that old Sedona, it lived forever, went away. Then Zombie Sedona came back for a year.
Yeah.
Now, they're trying very hard to be an SUV.
Yeah, so they gave it a little bit of a snout, and last
It's like an
time,
Uplander.
yeah, exactly.
You don't want anything to be like an Uplander.
No, you don't.
Interior,
That's all GM.
interior is a hell of a lot nicer.
Yes, it is, and I mean there are some neat tricks there. I mean the accordion style folding of the second row is quite nice. That's a trick they
you
probably
say the one?
copied from the Nissan Quest of the from '93.
Wow. They dug one up in a junkyard or something. Did you see the first class lounge seats with the footrest?
Yeah, just like Sienna has in some of their versions.
I think these are a little more comfortable, at least. So, Chrysler also introduced the production American version of the Jeep Renegade.
Yeah, and it looks, I have to say, in person it looks rather cute. I mean,
It
a
looked
small
cute in the
Jeep-
pictures. I mean,
No, but a small Jeep like that, I mean, it's a product they need. And I mean, take that Jeep name, take that styling, and it's funky, and it has a sort of a cachet to it. So even if it's not going to end up being very competitive, and I have my doubts,
even if it winds up being a piece of crap,
it's going to succeed in the market. It has a lot of potential to succeed.
I'm worried because it's based on the Fiat 500L, and that car is not good.
That car is very flawed, and hopefully with the Renegade they've incorporated some improvements there.
What do you think, Jake?
I'm with Gabe on this one. I mean, this is
Oh,
the
they're
car,
gonna sit, it's
This
gonna
is the
sit.
car that they need. You know, we talked about the Chevy Trax before. I mean, you know what? This thing looks the part. I mean, this
Yep.
is, you know, the cute Ute all over the place. And you look at how many people want to buy a Wrangler, and the Wrangler has gotten stupid expensive, really. But how many people buy a Wrangler because of that look? And because of what that says and what that statement is.
So instead
Now
of
you can
paying,
do it-
I'm not paying 40 grand, I'm paying 21, 22.
Yeah.
Maybe not even.
That's
And
true,
you're
yeah.
getting a vehicle that has the look, has the attitude, and is fuel efficient. And you can say what you want about how the
Well,
500L drives, but it certainly drives a whole lot better than the Wrangler.
Sure does. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Talking about cars that drive well, I want to know your favorite car of the show.
My favorite car of the show is probably the Alfa Romeo 4C, and it's nice to see Alfa Romeo back here, even though it's
Finally.
Finally, even though they're going to sell very, very low volume and through Maserati dealers, and even though it's a car that's I'm probably going to hate driving it every day because it's so low and it's I mean, even if it ends up being
I'm waiting for the opposite side of this debate very
better than,
shortly.
even if it ends up being better than a Lotus Elise, I mean, it certainly looks awesome. I mean, I love the way it looks. And
Now-
I mean, Alfa Romeos have always been like a dream of mine ever since I was a kid. So
So you'll hate it, but you're really looking forward to it.
Really
I am looking forward to hating that
no,
car.
it depends.
Yeah.
How you define it. Define car. I mean, as a toy, yes. As a car, maybe less so.
Define hate. Define flower.
Hate is a very strong word.
Jake, I saw you tweeted it was high on your list.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you think I'm going to disagree with Gabe here, you're going to be sadly disappointed because I totally agree. I mean, that is the hot car. That's the car I want to drive right now. That is the car that's exciting. It does look great. You know, I'm a big fan of mid-engine sports cars.
I bet you'd live with it every day.
But
though. I bet
yeah.
you'd live with it every day, I bet.
But here's the issue, is that, look, the Lotus Elise looks awesome too, and this is going to be an automatic only Lotus Elise in some ways.
Whoa! Ah!
I want to shift.
No, that's
Clutch,
no.
automated
Oh,
manual.
that's
What the hell? Wait a minute. So that's automatic only. Volkswagen shows a Golf Sportswagen diesel all-wheel drive badged R with a stick shift, and an Alfa Romeo 4C is automatic only. What the hell?
Volkswagen.
It's like a baby Ferrari. Is there a manual Ferrari anymore?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Sometimes the world makes Tom sad. But what makes Tom happy is seeing something like 15 vintage Mazda Miatas in one place.
And you know what? Everybody is talking about a theme for this auto show, and there isn't really a very coherent theme here. I mean, it's not the green show, it's not the horsepower show like Detroit, but it is the anniversary show. I mean, 50th anniversary
No,
for the
that's
Mustang.
true, yeah.
It's
20th
20th anniversary for the Miata.
20th
and
of the
Lexus
Outback.
and the Infiniti. 20 for the Outback.
Yep,
Right.
you're right.
I probably forgot one.
It's totally true. That's absolutely true. There's one auto manufacturer that's not talking about their history. Hyundai. You won't hear anything.
Although actually I
from them.
heard that the Sonata is the first car they've redesigned that they actually use styling cues from the previous car. Basically they're admitting the old cars were
Was this the third anniversary of the previous car?
It's the third anniversary of the
We're
current
three, we're
current
three.
Camry. No, but my favorite car of the show was the frame of the new Mazda Miata.
And that
Yeah.
car, we might add, is half Alfa Romeo.
Promising to be 200 pounds lighter than the current car that
They had you at 200 pounds lighter.
they had me at new Miata, to be quite honest with you.
So there you had it. There you
Yeah.
have it. Consumer Reports recommending the car out of the box before
That's
even
right.
we see it.
All we saw is the frame, and
We're
that's
good.
all
We're
we
good.
really needed.
Even though it's half Italian.
That's right. So that's going to wrap up this show. Coming to you from the New York Auto Show. As always, thank you for listening.